Can I
right?
touch on this for a second? Because
Yeah.
you brought up such a good point. And oh man, there's a quote that Ray Dalio uses to describe himself. And I forget what the actual term is that he talks about himself this way, and he also talks about Steve Jobs. And essentially what he says is it's because he is a visionary, but he can also manage team members. And he said it's such a rare bird that's able to do that. So when you're talking about these startups not making it, it's because they're so heavily reliant on the visionary, on the person that's forming it, but then they fail to scale. And that usually is where the person is not able to go from the solopreneur to the actual enterprise. And that's that huge gap. And that's why you mentioned Vern there. He has such a great business because he helps folks get there, but usually it's because they need to replace themselves. So sorry, I'm just having fireworks going off because I've lived
No,
this, and you brought up a fantastic point.
well, and let me interject, Jake. I think you're on the right track, but I also think that your commentary there is also kind of isolating the major leagues, right? And
Yeah.
there's this sort of triple A up to the major leagues, and so the truth is it's less than 0.5% of companies ever exceed $5 million in annual revenue.
Wow.
So when we're talking about Steve Jobs, and all the other people that have publicly traded companies that are actually profitable, right? It's sort of a different game altogether. And I think going from that $3 to $5 million, black hole, is one of the hardest things that we experience as entrepreneurs, right? So like they always say, going from zero to the first million is the hardest, but I got to say, I know this isn't the topic of this podcast, but like I think that like that 3 to 5 range, if you get stuck in there, you're
Keep
kind of
stroking
in
my
no man's
ego,
land.
baby. You're making me feel like a hero right now. Keep it coming.
Yeah,
I'm loving
yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah. So getting that first million under your belt, you're securing product market fit, right? You're securing infrastructure that's needed. Usually, if you're buying businesses like I do, there's positive earnings on the bottom. They're bankable assets, right? So it's one of these things where you get it's sort of, I call it the money ball of entrepreneurship. You sort of get all of the important things right, and then acquire it and lead it from there.
Jake, I'll answer your question about the startups and what the percentages are in the book. Buy them, build, which everyone should run out and buy. Startups are about 10% success. VC backed are 25%, and AC entrepreneur are 98%.